Hi, my name is Pre-Med Doctor and welcome back to another lesson. Today I'll be talking about potentially the most important element of the application, the GPA. Although it's arguable whether or not an extremely high GPA is necessary to get into medical school, having a low GPA will make it extremely difficult to even have your application looked at by medical school admissions. Therefore, as I mentioned in the last lesson, figuring out how to study well and achieve high marks is your number one priority when you enter university. First things first, you need to understand the OMSAS grading scale. The scale may or may not be the same as your university's grading scale, but ultimately it is the OMSAS GPA that counts. Importantly, 90 to 100% or A+, is considered a 4.0. 85 to 89% or A is considered a 3.9. Unfortunately, 80 to 84% or A- drops down significantly and is considered a 3.7. Another key consideration is that they convert everything to the OMSAS GPA first before averaging things out. This is problematic because that means if you had 88% on 4 out of 5 of your courses, but a 75% in one course, your mark will not be 85.4% or a 3.9. Instead, it would be a 3.72 because the 75% is a 3.0 on the OMSAS scale. Therefore, the goal is to try your best in all your courses. Now the question is, what is considered a competitive GPA? Most schools have a reasonable minimum GPA requirement, from 3.0 at McMaster to 3.6 at UFT. However, minimum does not mean competitive. For instance, at UFT, the average accepted GPA in 2018 was an insane 3.96. McMaster, on the other hand, for the class of 2022, had an acceptance average of 3.87, which is still pretty high. I think the ultimate goal you should have for yourself is to aim for 85% or above in all of your courses. This translates to a 3.9 or higher on the OMSAS scale. Undoubtedly, if you were to achieve this for all your years, this will put you at a very comfortable spot on application day. Unfortunately, as we all know, this is easier said than done. Here are some tips that can help you achieve this goal. 1. Select your courses and major wisely. This is where knowing an upper year could be life-saving. Choosing courses that are forgiving when it comes to GPA and majors that are manageable is key to getting a good GPA. Note that medical schools do not care about which major you choose. Therefore, choosing a competitive major won't put you at an advantage. However, there are certain courses you must take in order to satisfy the prerequisites of some of the medical schools, such as Ottawa, which seems to be the most selective when it comes to prerequisites as of 2020. According to their website, they need 1 full year equivalent worth of courses in humanities/social sciences, 1 full year equivalent in biology or physiology, and 0.5 year equivalent courses in organic chemistry, chemistry, biochemistry, and statistics. Although the other schools will not require such an extensive list, to maximize your chances of getting into medical school, it's essential for you to be eligible for all available schools. 2. Introduce extracurricular opportunities slowly. Although it's important to have good extracurriculars for your application, it's important to know how much you can handle. My advice is to start small by committing to only 1 interest group and 1 volunteering opportunity in your first year of undergrad. This will give you more time to discover good study habits and improve your time management skills, as you're expected to take on more extracurricular activities in your later years. 3. Resist the urge to drop courses or to opt for pass-fail. When things aren't going well, please resist the urge to drop the course or rely on taking the course in the summer. The reason is because this has a negative impact on your mindset, and you will subconsciously believe that dropping a course is always an option. The truth of the matter is, it is probably not the best option. This brings us to the second reason, which is how different schools assess GPA. At UFT, if you take a full course load, which is 5 full course equivalents, or 5 courses per semester, every year, when you apply in your 4th year, your lowest 1 full course equivalent grade per year will be dropped. This will give you a significant advantage. However, if you decide to drop 1 course in 1 semester in any year, you'll no longer be eligible for this weighted GPA. To add insult to injury, summer courses are not counted for GPA, and you won't be able to make up for a full course load via summer school either. Similarly, at Western, they will only accept your 2 best full course load years. If you decide to drop a course in order to boost your GPA, this will unfortunately have no beneficial effect on your Western application, as that year would not even be calculated. This leaves behind your other full course load years, which would only be beneficial if the remaining years are strong academic years. If you end up dropping a course every year, you'll no longer be eligible to apply to Western at all. Just like U of T, they will not accept summer school to count towards your GPA or to make up for a full course load. Then what about pass-fail? Pass-fail is a better option in my opinion. However, it's important to note that you should consider pass-fail for only 1 course per semester at a maximum. Once again, at Western, they'll only consider a year a full course year if there's only 1 pass-fail per semester at a maximum. Another thing to note is that at U of T, they take away the pass-fail courses first when they calculate the weighted GPA, as this is considered the lowest mark. I would also recommend saving your pass-fail options for later years, as some schools, like Ottawa, weigh later year GPAs more heavily. 4. Summer school should only be backup. As I mentioned earlier, summer school is generally not counted toward your GPA and does not contribute to creating a full course load as required by certain schools. However, this does give you the opportunity to utilize summer school as an opportunity to take difficult courses that are needed as prerequisites for medical school or your major. Although a good strategy, I strongly believe summer should be reserved for other activities, such as volunteering, extracurriculars, the MCAT, and importantly, research. By committing yourself to summer school, you'll limit your ability to build yourself up in other important aspects of your application. Therefore, my advice is to keep summer school only as a backup, not a solution. In summary, GPA is extremely important. You should aim for a GPA of 3.9 or higher in all of your courses. That means 85% or above. In the case that you could not do this for some courses, resist the urge to drop the course. Some schools offered weighted GPA options, and other schools require you to have full course loads. Utilize pass-fail if necessary, but only for 1 course per semester at the most. Summers should be used for extracurriculars, MCAT, and research. Summer school should only be considered if absolutely necessary. Do not hesitate to ask for help from upper years for course and major selections. And finally, develop key study habits in your first year when other commitments are light, and slowly introduce commitments as you get the hang of university. In the next lesson, I'll be going over the second important hurdle, the MCAT. I'll be providing study tips as well as the pros and cons of taking an MCAT prep course. A quick disclaimer, I will not be talking much about the Northern Ontario School of Medicine, aka NOSM. This is because they heavily prefer applicants who grew up in Northern Ontario, which does not apply to most applicants. However, I still believe you'll learn important lessons that can be applied to NOSM as well throughout these lessons. If you like what you're seeing, please send this course to your friends. See you in the next lesson.